Hello everyone. I'm early. Let me get my camera situated here. My nose starts to itch, of course, go figure. All right, give me a minute so I think we're good right there. All right, let's get the comments on. And there we go. We are streaming to YouTube as well as we're on Facebook. So let me know when you come on. I'll be here patiently waiting. Okay, let's see. Let me get myself organized. Get my stuff out that I need. Everything at my fingertips. Oh, I do have another pair of scissors here. Oh, look at that. Okay, put my other ones back. All right. It is Tuesday, May 2nd, and we are in the first day of our new catalog ordering. Woohoo! All right. We're just gonna sit here and wait. Alrighty, got my water, got my mints, I'm ready to go. And my catalog. Can't have a catalog without, oh, let me look up at my things and see what pages they're on. Let's see, which one are we doing first? We are gonna do this one. So we are on okay, page 91. We'll go to 91. All right, put that right there. And the other one is, let me see which one that one's on. 47. Let's mark that one. What time is it? Oh, we got about 4 minutes. I am way early. 47. There we go. All right. Hey, Marcia, how are you? Welcome. We are ready to do some stamping with new products and look at the catalog for a minute. How's everything with you? Hey, Karen Jo, how are you? I'm glad you guys are here. Everybody have their catalogs? Have you been perusing it, making notes of everything that you want? I placed an order today. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to go out and get another job. Because I had to order, I could, during our pre-order, we're limited with things that we can order. So I had to order all the ribbon and paper for my shares, and that gets to be quite a bit. But, you're going to get your money back once everybody pays you, or once they've, they've already paid, but whatever, you know what I'm saying. It's crazy though, but it's fun when we have a new catalog. There's so much, I really like that we have such cute fun, because you know me, it's all about fun. And I almost bought it today, but I'm going to wait. The chicken stamp Hey Chuck, we've had that Hey Chick. We've had 2 of those, and now we have Hey Chuck. So that's going to be a fun stamp set to work with too. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Did you get your catalog? And I mailed your, what did I mail to you? Oh, I mailed that stuff to you. Sorry. I had to stop and think what I was mailing. So anyways, I'm on here a little bit early, so we're going to wait. It's only, it's 2 minutes to 7, so we'll give it a few more minutes. So everybody got their catalog? Have y'all been making notes, all the list of things that you got to have? So it's, I think they did, I mean, you know what, and I've said this before, I think what fascinates me is that, when they come up with these new colors, that they are working on, now they're working on 2 years out. So they're working on 2006 right now, 2026, if I'm not mistaken. we had Corey Hancock at our Florida 35th anniversary party, and she is the head of the product development, and she said that they're 2 years out. And I told her, I said, it's amazing that, that so far out that when the day comes and all these colors come out, it's amazing how everything, everybody is in the same mindset and the same tune, as far as the paint colors and the furniture and the, all of that stuff, down to the crafting things and clothing and all of that. So, and I don't know about y'all, but when I watch people and I see what they're wearing, I start thinking in my head, oh, well, that's Melon Mambo. That's, whatever, Balmy Blue. It's just crazy, crazy, crazy. So anyways, we got some, I'm doing 2 cards tonight. We're using 2 new stamp sets. So I'm happy about that. I love these stamps. They're fun, 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 fun. And of course, new colors. So I want to rob a bank. I used to be in banking, so and I've been in 7 robberies, so I would recommend not to rob a bank. But yeah, it is. It gets a little, it's a expensive habit. But when I lived in the Villages, we had over 800 quilters in the Quilters Guild. And I'll tell you you talk about an expensive hobby, or, those people spend a lot of money just to buy stuff to make. So when I look at what they spend compared to what we spend, really outside of a new catalog, it's not that much. If you spend $100 a month, that, you're really not getting a whole lot of stuff. You know what I mean? I know you're only kidding. But when you think about it, if you spend $100 a month, right, and you get a couple of stamps, if you get one bundle, that's like $52. So you're only probably, if you spend $100, you're probably getting, if you get a stamp bundle, then you may get maybe 3 other things, depending on, if you're getting some paper or whatever. So I think really in the big scheme of things, I think our hobby is not as expensive as other people's. Painting and all that stuff can get pretty expensive as well. So, but anyways, but I love the new catalog because I love being able to go through it, and I think it's just absolutely beautiful. And they do have a lot of flower stamps, but some of the stuff they've come out with, I just find the Zany Zoo bundle. Oh my God, that one is just cracking me up. And then of course we have the crafting one, which really is probably going to only be for demonstrators that are using that for the most part. You may have some other, quilters or knitters or some people like that may use that stamp set, but for the most part, it's probably us crazy demos. Hello from Idaho, welcome. We're going to give it another 1 minute because it'll be 7:03, and then we'll get started. And those people that are not here, they'll just, whatever they've missed, then they may have to watch the replay. So, but I'll just let you know that, let's see. First of all, I'll just do a little bit of housekeeping. If you decide, and if you're not a demonstrator and you love the catalog and you find that you're going to be spending $100 or more, I would highly encourage you to look at buying our starter kit. It gives you can choose $125 for $99, and Stampin' Up! Will pay your shipping. You do pay your sales tax in the state that you live in. In addition to that, you're going to get a free paper pumpkin kit. You're going to receive, of course, you're going to receive business materials, but if you don't want to do this as a business, that's not a problem. I'd say 95% of my team members do it as a hobby. It's a hobbyist. Just think of it as a membership to like Sam's Club or Costco. You get a discount by being a member of that. So you'll get a minimum of 20% discount on all your purchases after your starter kit. And the nice thing about it is if you join now, you would have to receive that discount through September before you would have, at that time, if you don't hit the minimum requirements of what you have to order or sale numbers, then you just go back to being a customer who's going to pay full price. So it really does make sense in the big scheme of things if you're going to order quite a bit of stuff. So paper pumpkin, I love it. It's gotten so much better. I should pull out one of my sets. I really should get it and show you what it looked like when we started that thing 10 years ago. Oh my God. And I was like, we're paying $20 for this. I'm going to get it. Hang on a second and then we'll get started. I've got one old thing. I just can't sell it. Hang on. I'm going to show you what we have. I think this is it. Okay, this is one of the first paper, you'll die. This is one of the first paper pumpkin things, and I just looked at it and went, oh my God. And I sell my paper pumpkins that I don't use, but this one I would give to somebody if they would use it. But I'm gonna flip the camera down. Oh, I know you're a quilter. It is, right, Kathy? I know. All right, I'm gonna turn the camera down and I'm gonna show you this is one of the first paper pumpkins. This, I don't even think they put the dates on the boxes. Wait a minute, hang on. I don't think they did, to be honest. No, they didn't do any of that. But let me show you this real quick. Hang on, I'm gonna flip the camera down. Okay, this is one of the first paper pumpkins. Look at this. It's a memo medley. So you have this wooden board with a rubber band and a stream of paper that you would put on here, and you got some string to tie it down, and that's for you to make notes. This was one, and it was 20, and these were, I think they were, I want to say it started out at $20 for the kit. This is one of the first ones. Oh my God, I should have wrote the date on this thing. And not taking anything away from Stampin' Up, because I mean, this is something they were trying to do 10 years ago, when this was like unheard of to have kits. So that was, anyways, that was one of the first paper pumpkins, and I thought, oh my gosh, there's no way I'm going to buy that thing or continue to buy it. But they've gotten so much better, and more so with the being able to coordinate with the stamps, the current stamps and colors and stuff. So I think they've done a really great job. Okay. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me introduce myself for those that may be new and lurking. I'm Dawn Duvall. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I am in my 12th year of doing this craziness. And as I mentioned, if you are looking to make some big purchases, that's going to be at least $99 to $100, then you may want to consider joining joining my team. If you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to have you join. It's a lot of fun. You get a discount, and if you don't do anything else other than get a discount, that's okay. You go back and be a customer paying full price. Okay, so we have a new bundle out, tutorial bundle. There's 42 projects, and this is using all products that are either rolled over into the new catalog, or I think they may have, yeah, there are some new products, because you got that little monkey and the citrus. Well, I think that one carried over. But anyway, so if you spend, excuse me, if you spend $50 in my online store, then I will email this to you, and once I get notification, then you'll get this in the email. Let me get this straight. You'll get the tutorial emailed to you or a link to obtain it, depending on how big it is. I may have to put it into the Google Drive. So just keep that in mind. And then we have our new catalog. And for those that are here, if you like what you're seeing this evening, please make sure that you share my videos and with your friends and family. The more people I get, the better I have the opportunity to share all this fun, crazy stuff. So have y'all perused this catalog? All right, we're going to be working, the first one that we're going to work on, we're going to use this stamp set right here. It's Crafting with You, and this is a bundle. And this is a photopolymer stamp, and it's got 13 stamps. And there are, in the dies, there are, hang on, I'll tell you because I have it written down. I have it stamped right on there. There are 21 dies, and I'm going to show you what those are, because this you really can't really see there. But we're going to work on this, and I'm doing one that's going to be kind of similar to this one here. And then I'll show you the one I've done, and then we're going to do something else. And then we're going to work with this one. I just think it's the cutest thing, Zany Zoo. That's going to, oh my God. You know, I'm like a kid at heart. I think because I didn't have much of a childhood, and I think I'm reliving my older years with all this fun kitty stuff. But you know what's neat about this, and y'all have probably seen these pictures. You can they're already colored, so you can cut these little suckers out and use that on your things. That's what we're going to do with some of them this evening. No, am I doing that on this one? Yeah, one of them. Two. Yeah, we're doing that. Anyways, I love this one. So this, you can get the collection, which comes with the coordinating ribbons, the paper, the stamp set, and dies for $78.50. But I just think this is the cutest daggone thing. I just love that. So anyways, let's get started, and here we go. All right, so here is the stamp set. And this is awesome because I really think, and who designed this? It was one of the $1 Million demonstrators. But not only does it address our crafting world with the Big Shot, or not the Big Shot, but the Boss and Cut machine. It has a sewing machine for the sewers, and it's got a knitting stamp, and I'll show you the dies in just a minute. And it's got a basket, and then it has paint brushes and the easel. And then it's got some little flowers here and there and a bunch of good sentiments. But look at this. Out of these 21, let me just show you this real quick. One of them, I just figured out what it was, and you'll see it because I'm going to use it tonight. I was trying to figure out what was what. Okay, so we have the easel. This is the die for the pencils. I'm not quite sure what this one is here. Let me see if I can put it up there. Let me get it over here. I have no idea what that thing is. It's got some ridges in it. I'm not sure what that does. And there's one here too. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask somebody. But look, we have scissors. We have the paper trimmer. And then we have a ruler. We have a basket with a handle. And of course, then we have our buttons and our spools of thread for the sewer. And then here's a knitting or a, what is it? Needlework. Because I used to do needlepoint. There's a little ring for that. And some more flowers. And then they've got, there's the Big Shot, did I say that? And then the basket, another basket, and then these are some of the flowers that you can cut out. But isn't that cute? I just love this set. I mean, it's so much potential that you can do with this. All right, so that's what we're going to do this evening. So let me show you one. I'll show you both of the, I made two cards, and I'll show you, we're going to use this. All right, this is the first one, which I kind of did a case from the catalog. I kind of took the other one and turned it on its angle. And this is some of that new, the Bright and, let's see, what's it called? Bright and Beautiful. It's the one that has all the birthday with the balloons and stuff. That's that paper. And I used fresh freesia, which carried over. And then I just cut out the basket and the markers, and then I stamped. Now they're photopolymer, so I used my markers to be able to get the extra color. So make sure that you do not use Stampin' Blends on your stamps, because that will not come off, okay? And then this is some of the new ribbon. This is the boho blue. But I thought that was a cute set. All right, and then this is what we're going to make, but we're going to change it up. I love this. Is using part of the Zany Zoo. So I went in and cut out this image of the llama and the image of the, I'm not sure what this thing is. What is this thing? Is it a, oh my gosh, is it a hedgehog? I think it might be a hedgehog. But here is this funky little stamp, which I had no idea. Let me, I don't think I pointed it out to you. Let me see, where is he? Oh, wait a minute, maybe it's in the other one. Oh, it's in the other one. I'll show you when we get to the other stamp. But anyways, I had no idea what this was, but it's a table. I'll get over here. And then there's a vase, and this is part of that set, but I wanted to do this with Life is Better When You're Crafting, because this guy's painting. Isn't that cute? Hedgehog, that's what I thought. So we're going to do this. This is the new Moody Mauve cardstock. Now I did use the gingham embossing folder, but I do believe that has been retired. And this is some of the new in color paper, and I'm using the scalloped contouring dies, all right? So we're going to recreate this card using the, what's the name of it? Copper clay, I think. I'm liking this color. It's kind of growing on me. I really like it. So we are going to make this card. We're just going to duplicate it, but we're going to do it in different colors. And we'll see how it goes. Because I'm going to use some of the new ribbon, which the honey wheat, I think is what it's called. A wild wheat. Now this is this is like a gold, but then when you kind of look at it, depending on the light, it kind of looks green. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little strange, but I'm going to use it tonight because I figure why not? We have to try it to see if we like it. So, all right, so we're using a piece of cardstock that's 8.5 by 5.5, and we've scored it at 4 1/4. And then I've taken, now what I have done, just to let you all know, I have already pre-cut most of this stuff because it's very tedious, and I didn't think you needed to sit here and watch me fussy cut all this stuff, okay? So that's what we're going to do. All right, so I've got my little pieces over here, and we'll go through all that in just a minute. So I ran a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 through the embossed machine using that retired gingham folder. I don't have, all of my stuff has retired, and I'm trying to get it photographed and listed on my Etsy store, so that's taken a little bit of time, and we're going to be going out of town here, so you're not going to be able to do that. But anyways, all right, and this is Pebble Path. Let me see. Let me make sure. Yes, this is Pebble Path. This is one of the new end colors. And so you've got sheets that have dots, and then you have some that are striped. So I thought we'd do this. Just, again, I'm playing with the colors to see what it looks like. So I'm going to, I'm not going to lay this down yet because we're going to put some ribbon on it. We're going to cut this down, and we're going to cut it down to 2 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm going to use the stripe side, so I'm just going to line this up at the 2-inch mark. And if you all know someone that likes to craft and they don't have a demonstrator, please make sure you share. All right, we're going to line this up at 5 1/4. Share my videos. You can always let them know this is being streamed on YouTube. So there are some people, believe it or not, that don't do Facebook. Can you believe that? Shame, but they don't. So that's okay. All right, so this we're going to lay on here. And I think what I'm going to do, because I didn't do it on the other one, I'm going to lay the ribbon down first before I attach this. All right, because I think on this one, I mean, it looks fine because it's covered. But, no, actually, I think I will. I think I'm going to go ahead and add this. So we can add this now, and then we'll go ahead and put the rest of the stuff together. And then the other card that we've got is going to be a really fun card. And then just to let you all know, I will be going next, I will not be here next Tuesday. Actually, I'm going to, hang on, I got to get my glue going. We are going to be in the British Virgin Islands. My husband used to run charter boat captain. He was a charter boat captain back before me. And we are, we're doing what they call a bear boat. So we're getting a 43-foot catamaran, a motor catamaran. And 2 other professors are coming with us and their spouses. And we're going to be on the boat for 10 days. Or I guess we're going to be gone 10 days, we'll put it that way. But don't worry, because I have you covered. I am going to have videos done in advance for you guys. Next week, I'm going to do one with a new fun fold. And I can't remember what the other one is. Oh, it's a one I've done before, but we're changing the size a little bit and the angle. All right, so I just glued that down on there. So I'm going to set this aside for just a minute. So don't panic. I won't be live, but I will have videos for you for the next. It's going to be, because we come back on the 24th, which I believe is a Tuesday. So that's going to be 3 Tuesdays that y'all are going to miss me. Okay, so just letting you know, don't run away. Don't try to hide. All right, so what I've done is I have cut out the llama, which I just think this is so precious. Now, I colored his background with the wild wheat. Isn't that what I said it's called, wild wheat? Yeah, wild wheat. His chair has got a light color if you look at the paper. And his skin, I colored his skin too. The ribbon, the yarn, and his part of his crocheting or knitting is in the yellow. So, but I colored this background because I wanted to hopefully pull in some of the ribbon that we're going to use, this wild wheat, and that's the color cardstock. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to put him on here, and I'm just going to recreate the one that I just did. And then of course we're going to have our little hedgehog. He's going to be over here painting. So we're going to make sure we get them on here. And these guys are going to be laid down flat. We're not going to pop them up. Now this little thing, and I'll show you when we get, we're going to do another zany, but let me just show you this die set too. This has 20 dies, and this is the table. I had no idea what that was until I saw something. So this is the table right there, okay? And this has got all sorts of fun stuff. It's got a curtain, but we'll go over all that in just when we get ready to do that card. That's the fun fold. All right, so I am going to get my tweezers out. And we're going to start, I'm going to place everything where I think I want it on here. I'm going to get my table right next to this guy. and then we'll start attaching everything. I just find this stuff to be so cute, and he's going to hang off a little bit, which will be okay because he's still going to be on our card, right? Because this is smaller. This is the third from the largest to the smallest, the third scallop die from the contoured scallop dies. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and glue him down. And this is it's just such a fun card. I just really enjoy fun things. And I can't wait to get Hey Chuck, because I think that's going to be cute. The chicken or the rooster or whatever he is. All right, so we're just going to lay him down. And I'm going to put him right about there. All right, we're going to play him there. And then I'm going to, so you're going to have some tweezers, because these little pieces, there's a lot of pieces that are really small. I'm just going to add some adhesive to the back of this table, and we're going to set that table right next to him or her, however you want to look at it. There are men that do knitting and crocheting and stuff, so we can't not include them. And then here, I cut out the little jar that the flowers sit in. Look at these little tiny flowers. Oh my God. I tell you what, let me get a hold of this thing. I put a dimensional on the back. Look at these, how tiny they are. Can y'all see that? Put my hand there. So look at that. Look at those little flowers and that little vase. So we're going to set that right here on the table. Now I am popping this up on a mini dimensional just to let you know. So we're going to put that right there on the table. And hopefully he's not crooked, which he is. But let's just twist him around a little bit. See if we can pick him up. But I just thought this would be something different. And it's fun. You know, you get new stamp sets. You want to play with them and see how that works out. So that's fine. And then we're going to add this little guy. So we're going to add him on here. Ooh, I turned the air conditioner up and now I'm about to sweat to death in here. Whoo, Lord, child. So I have tomorrow, thank goodness I'm going to get my hair done. And then Thursday I have my second set of classes here in our neighborhood, which is exciting. So I'm adding that hedgehog right there. And let's see, what else do I need to do? Hedgehog. Oh, I need to stamp my sentiment. I am going to cut that out, and we're going to do our ribbon. So let me go ahead, because I'm going to tie the ribbon around. We're going to do what's called a cheater's knot, right? That's where we just take a little piece of the ribbon and cut it, and then we're going to so if you're not good at tying bows, it's okay, because we're going to do the cheater's knot, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm just going to measure how much I want. And we're going to snip this off. And again, this is the wild wheat. And I'm going to glue this on here. I'm going to use the back, on the back side, I'm going to put a little strip here of seal so that my ribbon will hold on to it. Excuse me. So we'll just attach, I'm going to try to get this in the center. Yeah, right down the center. And I'm going to attach it like that and then tuck it under. Hang on. All right, so we're going to tuck that under. Let me get my mat here so I don't get it stuck to everything. You know, the seal is really sticky, so, but that's good. All right, so that's that. I'll tie the cheater's knot in just a minute. So now I'm going to go ahead. I can add this to the back of my card because I want to do that, and then we'll add, we'll get the rest of the card put together. So I'm hoping that these colors, I hope it turns out and looks okay. We'll see. But if we don't try it, you know, we're not going to know, right? So let's get some glue on here. And I probably should have used the seal. The Tombow, the liquid glue does fine, but anytime you're using something that's embossed, you just want to make sure you have a really strong glue to make sure it gets in all the little crevices of the embossed part. But I think we'll be fine with that. Okay. All right. Well, welcome. Okay, so we are working with the Crafting for You. And I got a little glue on there because this thing is covered in glue. And I will just use my eraser, get that off of there. Okay, so now we've got our little guys here. And we're going to, this one I think I will pop up on dimensionals so that it stands up a little bit. See how he's got room? So he can hang right there. So let's put some dimensionals on him. And then we're going to stamp our sentiment, and we're gonna fussy cut that out, and it's gonna be the one that says crafting, something about the crafting thing. So, but let's get all that on here. I'm going to use 6 dimensionals because it's a long piece and I want it to hold up. And I'm going to also put a little piece on this guy, even though I put glue on it because I wasn't thinking. So push down in the center of your dimensionals, and that lifts your backing so you can easily take it off. Get my trash can over here, make it a lot easier than me trying to scoop it up. So let's just do that. So anyways, I have 2 classes on Thursday. In the morning class, we're going to use the birthday organizer kit. They were all excited about that. If you haven't seen that, you need to take a look at it. I use it every month, and it's a kit that has a 12 pocket pages with the calendar on there, as well as you can label each month, and it gives you the opportunity to make. It comes with the materials to make 12 cards, 6 kind of more masculine, 6 feminine, and it's a great way to keep track of sending out your cards, right? Hello from Pennsylvania, welcome. All right, so this is our first card. It's a very easy card. We're using the Crafting With You and Zany Zoo. Now this is that, pardon me, this is that wild wheat. Again, I'm thinking it's gonna be one of those love or hate relationships, I have a feeling. And I'm gonna stamp the pebbled path on here, and just to give it a different, I didn't want to do tone on tone. And it doesn't matter if it's crooked because I'm gonna fussy cut. And I think that's gonna look nice. I think that's gonna look really nice and stand out. Now hopefully that will pull my ribbon in. Okay, so now let's go ahead and cut this, and then we'll get our other excuse me, our other piece of ribbon. And I'm just gonna start, let me figure out how I'm gonna do this. All right, I'm gonna do a little fussy cutting, but I'm not gonna do like we normally would. I'm gonna just kind of leave this right there since that kind of is on its own. Come down a little bit. There's people, you know, that love to fussy cut. I'm not, God, I got too much in my way here. I'm not one of those. I mean, I don't mind doing it, but there are people that do it much better than me. So the trick, they say, is to keep your cardstock at the back of your scissors, where you can use your cardstock to manipulate. You're going to turn your cardstock rather than your scissors, and just kind of shift it around. Let me get in the camera, that would probably be helpful. And you just kind of follow your pattern of whatever it is that you're cutting, and hopefully you've got a little bit of a border, and you'll see that sometimes I tend to cut off some of that, but that's okay. I don't lose any sleep over that stuff. So, but I think it looks nice when you do this, right? And then the harder part is when you get down here and you've got letters and you don't have a lot of room to grab. But we're only going to do a little bit of this because most of this now is going to go. We're going to cut that, and then I'm going to cut straight up there, and then we're going to come across here, and then I'm just going to come in and do the F, go over the F and the L, and we should have this pretty much done. But there are people that enjoy fussy cutting, and more power to you, because I just, that's not something I enjoy. I mean, it's okay, but it's not something I just look forward to doing, you know, because you got to really have patience to do this, and sometimes I think I really don't have the patience. Imagine that. And it's all in how you want to cut it. You know, it's your wording, and the wording, you can do whatever you want. So that's what we're going to do. And I think that hopefully will make our ribbon stand out. And I am going to pop this up on some mini dimensionals. So we'll bring those out, and we'll probably put about 4 of them on here. I hate it. You hate what? The color? Oh, fussy cutting. I do too. I don't like it. It's not my favorite thing to do. But sometimes, you know, to get the effect or whatever, sometimes you have to do it. But it's okay. It's okay. It's not something I'm going to, you know, strive to do. All right, so we're going to take our backing off these dimensionals. And you can do the same thing. Push down on the bottom, on the backing, and then it automatically lifts up. So that's helpful. Especially, you know, it's hard to grab if you don't have fingernails. Whoopsie. Or you could use your tweezers. And, all right, so that's going to go here. So we're going to set that, I think I'll set it off sides, off a little bit. All right, that's going to go there. All right, and then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in our ribbon again, and I'm going to cut a piece, not too much. And then all we're going to do for our cheater bow is we're going to slide this piece under. Hopefully I cut it long enough. Nope, you know what? I don't think I gave myself enough room. Hang on a second. And we're just going to tie a knot. Okay, so we're just going to slide it in. And this is just kind of the easy way. So if you're not good at tying bows, then just tie a knot, right? So I was always taught, now if y'all know how to do this better, then please share. But I was always taught to hold the right hand and pull the left, depending on which way your hands are going, so that this part right here kind of goes over. And see, if you notice how I'm tying mine always go backwards because the way I fold them. But if you pull the right, then this one comes down and your knot is a little bit flatter. So then I just kind of manipulate it a little bit and get it to kind of hold down. And see, now I've got it like that. So I'm going to try to twist it a little bit so it stays on my card. And then we're going to trim that down. And that's what they call a cheater bow. And there you go. So that's a quick way. Let me just trim this a little bit. He looks a little too wonky right there. Hold on. There we go. That way. So there you go. I don't think that's a bad color, but I really think it's going to take, I don't know, for me, it's going to take a while for me to like that. Okay, so what do you think about that card? All right, now the last thing we're going to do, since we do have some of this paper left over, we're going to go ahead and I think, do we want to do the stripes to coordinate or should we do the dots? Let's do the dots on the outside. So let's go ahead. No, let's do the stripes. Why not? All right, so we're going to, I'm going to trim this down. Let me see how big this is because all I need is about 2 3/8. So I'm going to trim this down because I still will be able to use this sheet right here. Okay, so we're going to set that up to the side. We're going to decorate our envelope because remember I said we have to start decorating our envelope so we don't end up with all this pretty paper, right? Which I have not quite as much, but I do have a lot that I need to sell. So I'll get that when I get back from vacay. Try to get all that stuff, you know. I wish I was back where I used to live because then I have somebody that could come over. I had a girl that used to come over and help me. But I probably could find some of the folks here that might want to volunteer and help me. All right, so we're just going to put, oh, you know what? Almost did that. I'm going to put the stripes. I almost did it wrong. All right, so we're going to put the stripes on here. And I'm lining it right up next to the fold, the crease where the envelope, the flat folds. And I'll lay that down. And I know I have a bow maker that I saw somebody, I had bought one, and then I went to the wood shop that we had in the Villages, and I had bought the dowels, and I asked them, and I bought the like the wood blocks to make it, and they were able to do the holes for me. But I tell you what, I used to use it all the time. I don't pull it out like I used to. I probably should, because it really is a great way of making lots of nice bows. All right, so here we go. So now we have our nice coordinating envelope. Now I would recommend when you're mailing something that's a little high, especially if you have this knot, I always put a piece of cardstock just over this so it does kind of flatten it down some so when it goes through the postage, you don't have to pay any extra postage on that. And then I'll put my white piece on the inside, but I always wait so that I can write my message. So there is our first card. Isn't that cute? And that's using part of the Zany Zoo and the Crafting with You bundle. All right, so now we're going to move on to our fun fold. So let me put my stuff away so I don't get anything lost. Hang on one second. And I'm going to move him up here. And those that, if you're interested in placing an order, this is my monthly host code. So if you use that, then I'll be notified, and then you'll get something from me in the mail. When you place a $50 order, you'll also get my bundle. So here is the code in case you're interested. All right, so the next one we're going to do, we are using the Zany Zoo again, and that fun cardstock. Let me get the book because you'll see it in the book. Let me go back to that page. It was 47 in the catalog, if I'm not mistaken. Hang on a minute. 47. This is the paper. Now, I do have a few paper shares and ribbon shares if anybody is interested. Oh, yeah, you can run it through the die cutting machine. But look at these. Aren't these cute? Oh my gosh, look at this paper. These little guys, you've got squirrels and you got bears, you got a turtle singing, you got a frog, you've got an armadillo, you've got, oh, and a dancing hippo. You got all sorts of stuff in there. Isn't that the cutest? All right, so here is the card that we're going to be making. Actually, I made this for a friend of mine's husband's birthday, and I thought I was getting ready to mail it, and I said, oh, I can't mail that. I got to use that as my display here. So this is what we're going to make. Now this is a fun fold. We're using the back side. The back side of that paper is black and white, so it's got different designs. And then I've cut out the koala. That's what, if you can see him. And then you're going to open this up, and then this guy, he's in there. So I just cut him out and then pop the circle punch around him. And then you open it, and there it says happy birthday. Isn't that cute? So you have a little bit of an overlap. And this does fit inside a regular envelope. Everything is down flat, so it's not popped up, so because we are doing this. All right, so this is what we're going to make this evening. All right, so that card will go there. Now we're going to use boho blue. Now I will tell you that I did go ahead and cut a lot of this out in advance because there's a lot of little tiny pieces. And I didn't want you to have to sit there again and watch me figure out what I was doing. So let me just get all my little pieces together because I've lost a button. I'm not sure what happened to my button. Wait till you see some of the stuff we've got here. It is so daggone cute. You're going to just die. All right, give me a second. Give me a second. Let me get all my stuff together and then I'll give you my dimensions. Pardon me. Okay, so we are going to do some scoring. This is 4 1/4. Let me get my notes out. Hang on a second. There we go. All right, 4 1/4 by 11. 4 1/4 by 11, and this is the boho indigo, I think it is. Boho, yeah. All right, so we're going to do some scoring. So we are going to score. Let me get my measurements. Okay, so we're going to start at. Get my blade out of the way. Okay, we're going to start. Let me open my arm because I think we might need to use that. All right, so we're going to start scoring at 2 1/2. So we're going to line this up at 2 1/2 and score. And then we're going to slide it down and do 3 3/4. And the nice thing about this is it butts up to here, and then you can see where it lines all the way up to the bottom. So you can use the top or you can use the bottom, whichever you prefer. Okay, so that was 3 3/4. Then we're going to go to 6 3/4 right there. And then we're going to move it down to 8 1/4. All right, and we've got 8 1/4 right there. Okay, all right. Move this out of the way because that's all we need to do with that. And now we're going to fold. Now one of these sides is a little bit bigger than the other. So once we start doing our folding, I'm just going to crease it just so I can get an idea. One is slightly bigger, and that's the one that we want. We're going to use for the front of the card. And then this one is, yeah, this one is going to be our bottom. So this is we're going to fold. And of course, I'll come back with my bone folder in just a minute. And we're just going to fold on. You see how we're doing. We're just folding on, making sure everything is still straight. And then this is going to fold back like that. Okay, so let's go in here and do our creases. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to flip it over and do the back side as well. So this, again, this is really an easy card too. All right, so we want to keep the larger one out in the front. All right, and then the next thing we're going to do is we've got two, I'm using Balmy Blue cardstock for our squares, and we're going to have a 4 by 4 square, and then we're going to cut a 4 by 3.5 square, and then we're going to cut 4 by 2 1/4. So that's going to go there, that will go here, and that will go there, right? And then we're going to put those right there for just a second. Then we have our designer paper. So then, of course, you're going to go down 1/4. So on our designer paper, we're going to cut 3 3/4 square, which will adhere to that. And then this one is 3/4, I'm sorry, yeah, 3 3 3/4 by 3 1/4. So 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. A lot of threes, isn't it? And then a 3 3/4 by 2. So that's what will go there. Now, then you're going to use some circles, some layering circles, or if you have punches or whatever. But we're going to use, I want to say these were, I used the layering circles. This is almost 2 3/4 for the circle. So you're going to cut 2 of these, 2 big circles. And then I punched out using our punch, the 2 3/8 circle punch. So you're going to cut 2 of those, because those are going to go on these circles, right? That's going to go like that. And then we are, oh, you know what? I think I forgot my piece of white paper. Hold on. Let me see if it's around here somewhere. Oh, no, I'm just decorating that one. Or am I? What am I doing? Let me think about this for a second. That one I didn't. This one, I'm putting this here. Oh, well, you know what? I probably need some white. Oh, that's right. I think we're leaving it like this. I can't remember what I was doing. That's okay. Leave it to me. All right, and then we're going to start putting it all together, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put this off to the side. Let's go ahead and glue this together, and then I'll show you. And then this is the back side of that. This is the countryside in, and this is the back side of that paper. And the reason I chose the balmy blue, because there's a little bit of balmy blue inside of this paper right here. So if you look at those flowers, see the balmy blue right there? So that's what that is. So we're going to attach this right onto each of the squares. So we'll go ahead and get those done. All right. And then we'll do the same thing with all of these. Now when you cut, make sure you're cutting your designer paper. If it has a, particular pattern, you've got to make sure you get it cut in the right direction, because you want it to go, up and down. When I first cut my first go round, I had it sideways. So that didn't seem to work. Actually, I probably should have left a place. I probably should have put a little thing in here where we could write a note. So I'm debating if I want to put this on here. I'm going to hold off on that one until we get this done, until we get everything else here done. So now I'm going to go ahead and work on the bigger square. So on this one, I'm going to attach this. Now the front of my card, I got to think how I was doing this. I think this was going to be, hang on, let me get my stuff, this one, and I got to get my buttons and everything all together so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, that's the sewing. We're going to have sewing and we're going to have stamping. Okay, so the front we're going to do the stamp and cut boss machine. I'm going to do it like that. And then I'm going to have some scissors down here. And I got to figure out how I'm going to glue it together. So give me 1 second, because I got my scissors. And I want to leave room. So we might push him up like that. And then look at these scissors. Look at this. I cut them out in silver and then in black paper. And then I put a little black embellishment dot on there. And we're going to glue this down so it looks like it's cutting a piece of the paper. So I'm going to put a little dot of glue on the back of this right here, just like that. And then I'm going to put this piece of cardstock on it like that. So whoopsie, and then look, they actually even open. So I'm going to put it like that and let it hold for just a second. Whoops. So let me do that. Let me put this on here so it can hold while and dry while I am, let me turn it around. I want it to dry so it looks like it's cutting the paper. All right, so we're going to leave that like that for just a second. Okay, so let's go ahead and work on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and add my circle to it. And I'm debating, I'm trying to think if I think I should put something. I think I'll cut a little piece of white to go on there so that you can write your message. Otherwise, we don't have any messages on here, do we? Okay, the other one was a birthday card. This one is, I don't know what it's going to be card. It's going to be whatever you want it to be. Okay, so we're going to put that circle right there. Now, again, I'm not going to pop this stuff up. I'm just going to lay them down. And I'm going to lay the emboss machine right there. And then I'm going to put my scissors, I think, right here. And then we're going to put our sentiment. So, and then I'll show you how we're going to put these on. So let me go ahead and get this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my circles, and we'll get everything built before we actually put it together, okay? So we're going to add this circle onto here. All right. That one's going to go there. Now this one, we're going to take the sewing machine, and I'm going to put the sewing machine right here. And then we're going to, oh, there's my other button. I just found him. Ah, he must have been stuck to something. We're going to put some little buttons on here, if I can get them up with my fingers. And then we're going to put a spool of thread. All right, so let me get my tweezers, and because these little guys are going to be hard to hold on to. So I'm just going to put a little dab. Actually, let's go ahead and glue this down. So I'm going to put this down here first. All right, and I'm going to put the sewing machine. And this is really cute, because if you know somebody that sews, I mean, and this is just going to be a cute thing. I think somebody that does sewing or knitting, this is just going to be such a cute stamp set to be able to use to make things for people that are in those environments that do that stuff. All right, so I'm just putting a little stuff on my button. Let's see, let's put a button here, and then I'm going to put this little button. We'll put him over here, and then I'm going to add my, I've done a, you can punch out, so I'm going to put a little button down here. Now you can punch out these little spools. And I did that in gray granite. Doesn't that look like, could look like a dog bone? But I took some baker's twine, and look, I rolled it into the baker's twine. So we're going to have that on here. This is going to be a spool of thread. So I think I'm going to do it like this. I got to put a little glue on here. I think I'm going to use a glue dot. So give me 1 second. Let me grab a glue dot to hold that in place, and I think that's how we'll glue it down. We'll use the glue dot to glue down our thread as well as our spool. So I'm going to put a glue dot right here, and then our spool, let me see if I can get it off there. So that's going to be the bottom part, and I think I'm just going to put that like that. What do y'all think about that? How's that? There we go. So that's going to go on that one. Now he's a little tall because he's got that thread wrapped around him, but I tried not to put too much on there. All right, and then this one, so we're going to go ahead and add him over here. So this will go on this piece right here. And then I'm going to get a piece of white, because I am going to add a little piece so we can write our message. So this one's going to go right here, and we're going to put it in the center of the square. Okay, make sure we get our squares right. All right, so this one, we're going to go ahead and attach our big shot, or I don't know, why do I keep wanting to call it that? And then our scissors are going to go right about here, and I think I'm going to have this hanging off. So let me go ahead and glue. This on the front of the card, and then we're going to build this guy up. And then I think I'll cut a piece of white to put on that back piece as well. Okay, so let's get that on here. All right, so he's going to be there. Now we're going to put this guy. I think I'm going to put him a little bit up a little bit, because we want to get the scissors on here, and then I'm going to put the sentiment over here. So I think I'll put him right here. So we're just going to add some adhesive. All right, y'all hanging in there? Okay, so this is going to go here. I guess I'll bring him down a little bit, push him over. And then the scissors, now it's already gotten, he's cutting his card. He's cutting his cardstock. So we're going to put a little bit of glue. And when you cut, the die cuts these in half. So it cuts out the two pieces. And then I just did one in the blue, and then came back and did one in the black, so I could add the black for the scissor handles. And that worked out pretty well. All right, so we're going to lay him down. Let me get my tweezers, make it a little bit easier. And I think I'm going to place him, because they're pretty big size scissors when you look at it. So I'm going to place him right about here. So, and these, actually, I've got a little glue dot, so I can open and shut them. So I think I'll leave it just like that. That's going to be the scissors. And then we are going to put our sentiment, which I did cut out. It's crafting. Life, it's the same thing as better when you're crafting. So I cut this out, and I'm just going to place these on here, and then we'll go ahead and put this together. And again, I'm just laying these down. So it's a fun, if you make some of these, share, because I'd like to see what everybody comes up with for their ideas, because everybody's going to have some idea that they're going to do differently, right? So we're going to put life is better. I think I can probably get that right there. We'll put that right on here. Life is better. Get him off the scissors, and I'm going to put with when you're crafting, and I'll put the crafting down here. So we'll put that there. And let me get my little, and I just don't want to pop it up because with it being folded the way it is, it's, you know, we don't want to get it but so bulky, right? So I'm just going to put crafting right here at the bottom of this. So that's going to go there. All right. All right, now these will get adhered. Let me get a piece of white, and hang on a second. Let me see if I can find a piece that's going to fit. Oh, look at that. Perfect. I got me a piece right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this one down. And that will leave us room that we can do a message, or you can write on the back, but we'll just put a little bit of white sheet on here. So just cut your white down. This is 1 7/8 by 3.5. So we'll just do it that way. We'll just add a piece of white, and we'll put our designer paper right here, which I really didn't want to cover up. It's so pretty, but we got to have a place to write our message, right? So, late to the party. Hi, Tony. That's okay. You're going to have to come back and watch the replay. But we're just doing 2 cards this evening, and this is our second one. All right, and then this one we're going to attach right here. I'm going to leave it blank so that I can write my message. It's not going to be a very big message on this one. Okay, so now when we put this together, we're going to lay this one here. All right, so this one we can go ahead and lay down, and you want to just lay this like you normally would do. Okay, so this one we're going to place it and just make sure we've got our edges, you know, it's in the center, right? And then we're gonna work forward. So there's that one, and then this one. Now you only want to put glue on one side, right? So we're gonna lay this one. Now this one's gonna be because you're gonna fold it, right? So this one can have a little bit more glue because it's not gonna, it's right. So we want to get it like that. So I can really go halfway here with my glue. So we'll go ahead and put some on this side. And we'll get that on there. We'll make sure we get enough to hold it in place. So we're going to lay this down just like we would and leave our, you know, space between the top, bottom, and the side. And there'll be a little bit of an overlap. And you might want to use the seal. That might be better, but we'll just hold it down for a second. That's fine, so it can dry and take hold. And then this one, so now this one, we're going to place it here, and we're going to do the same thing. We're only going to put adhesive on the left side when you flip it over to be the left side, right? So we're going to do that. Make sure I get some glue on there. All right, and then we're going to lay him down, and just going to lay it right like that. Get him positioned just like the others, and let him sit for just a second. All right, and then there is our card. You're going to see the overlay, right? And then you open it up, and there you go. Isn't that cute? And this is using the Crafting With You stamp set and dies. All right, so there's that one. And then here is the other one that I did, just for those that are maybe just coming in. This one I did a birthday. I cut out the paper, and I used my retired balloon punch. I don't want to get rid of that. And I punched this guy out as well. So this is the same one, same design. We just did it differently. And then here is the other card that I made with the coordinating. This is using the Zany Zoo plus the Life is Better When You're Crafting. And this is copper clay with, what is this? The, See, I'm trying to remember all these colors and it's hard. Pebbled Path, and I used Pebbled Path ink and the Wild Wheat ribbon. So there's that card. All right, so there's that one, and then here's another one I did in the Moody Mauve just so that y'all can see. So there are the cards for this evening, and look at that. I am 5 minutes, 6 minutes early. But don't you just love these scissors? Look how big they are. I just thought this is so cute. And I mean, just think about it. You got somebody that sews, you could put the knitting stuff on here, and you got a place to write. You actually, when you fold the card, you could actually put, you could actually put your white any on one of these things if you wanted to write a message. So there is some more ideas on what you can do with the new fun, with another fun fold, and then the fun zany zoo and the crafting for you. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. So I will be gone for, I believe it's the next 3 Tuesdays, but I will have a video next week, which will be another fun fold, and then it's going to be 2 fun fold cards. One is one that we've done, but I'm changing it up and making it a little bit smaller. And then the following week, I'm going to do a one sheet wonder tutorial for you all. And the third week, I'm not sure what I'm doing. So, okay, I hope you've enjoyed this. Make sure that you share my video if you don't mind. Like and share on Facebook, on YouTube. Make sure if you don't mind, everybody share. I'd greatly appreciate it. If there's anything I can help you with, please let me know. And if you're interested in participating in a paper share, I have some slots still open. And if you're interested, shoot me a message and I'll send you the link so you can get some information and see what all is included. Oh, and here's the other card for whoever just joined. This is one I made previously using the other kit. The other Crafting With You. All right, everyone. Have a great evening. Thanks again. Enjoy shopping with the new catalog, and I will be in touch. I'll be around until next Tuesday. We head out first thing early Tuesday morning. All right. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great week, and I will see you in a couple of weeks.